Welcome to the Ramsgate Town Council Planning and Infrastructure Committee, Wednesday the 4th of March 2026. Right, that's welcome to those present. Anyone watching online, can everybody make sure their phones are turned to silent? Yeah. That's it, isn't it?
Yep. More the meeting.
First of all, we have apologies from
Councillor Alban.
Councillor. Yeah.
Yep.
And Councillor Wynne will be late.
And Councillor Wynne will be late. Any declarations of interest?
No.
No. Minutes of the meeting of the 7th of January. Can we have a proposer? Councillor Hetherington and a seconder, Councillor Nixie. Now we're going to consider...
Can you put that to a vote, Chair?
Oh, sorry, I'll get that. Those in favour, yes.
Yep.
Planning applications, over to you, Dean.
So the first one is the Granville Theatre. This is erection of single-storey side extension to enclose existing ramped access erection and part single-storey, part two-storey rear extension with internal staircase access to bar to facilitate the change of use to bar and restaurant, erection of external staircase to rear and enlargement of first floor rooftop bar balcony area. This is part retrospective. It's also in a conservation area. It's called in by Councillor Crittenden. Reason for calling: concerns from residents in the conservation area. The previous application at the same address, we gave comment on the 5th of April 2023. We supported the application but raised concerns over UPVC in the conservation area, and further clarification was needed for disabled access.
Okay.
Councillor Crittenden, do you want me to go through the plans first and then?
Yeah.
Yep. Sure. So to show, this was the originally approved side area of the Granville, which had the ramp access with the railings going down into the side. And what they've changed it to is they've stated in the application it's made from timber with a cladding to match the existing frontage and rest of the application. So they've boarded that completely off and the access to the ramp is there. As you can see there. So they've enclosed that ramp in to go into the building. So that's the side aspect. Then the rear is existing, or currently you have the staircase going up into the bar area through this entrance. What they're planning to do is to extend out into the back and put a spiral staircase going down, so then it goes down and out to the rear. As you can see where the staircase is now compared to the walling, it does show a gap there, but then the extension goes onto the wall. That's not quite clear whether that's part of their land or TBC's.
Okay.
So you've got plans there. These are photos provided by Councillor Crittenden to show the gap and the distance between the wall and the staircase, and then a full rear shot as well. So to show here, it would be the spiral staircase, the entrance would be put here to go into there and spiral there, and then all of this would be extended out at the back.
So looking at, sorry, Chair, I was just going to ask a question if I may.
Yes.
So looking at the right-hand picture, so that's it protruding onto the TDC land, is it?
I was going to say, actually, is it worth me if I just talk through
it? Yeah, please do.
Don't mind. I think it would help. Yeah. Dean, do you by any chance have available the artist's impression of the previous plan? Because the one that was approved was a floor-to-ceiling, two-storey glass and there was a lift and those stairs weren't there, it was quite different.
Oh, for the rear? No, I don't.
Don't worry. So what was originally approved was the whole of this would come out and it would be two-storey glass at the edge of the TDC land, the TDC grass. And the whole of the bar, which you can see is open at the moment, was to be enclosed within that glass area. What they've actually built is this exactly as it is now, what you can see. And so that's why it's part retrospective, because so I've called it in on two grounds. One is that the very, very different design to what was previously approved that was commented on before. And also there are a number of features within the plans that don't make a lot of sense. I think that there appears to be information missing. If other people can see it, and I haven't, all well and good. So what you've got here is a wall that is going to go up the side of the stairs, an angle, and then it's going to go across to the far end, which will encase all of that sort of untidy stuff that's along there, which it was there anyway. And then above that, it will be all glass. There will be those two windows that you can see to the right, not the door, but the two windows, will come out across the top of the lower floor. And then the rest of it will be, instead of just the open part of the bar at the back, it will be an L shape coming round the front as well. So it's expanding on the size of it. And you can see that in one of the drawings. The one on the left here.
Yep.
So that's what the visual will look like once it's completed. So you can see that the lower floor is all, I think that's brick, but I'm not going to hand on heart swear to it. And then the door on the left is the door that will lead into the disabled toilet on the left. And the door on the right appears to lead into a staff-only area. And if you go across to the right-hand side of the image, this is behind the wall on the right. So behind the wall on the right is a spiral staircase that leads up to the newly created lobby from those two windows. And coming off of that lobby is the swing doors into the bar, and also there will be the door that leads out onto the public stairs out the back. So so
there's two sets of stairs very close to each other.
I think they are, but have a look at the picture. This is the one here. So I'm a little bit concerned about how small that lobby is when you've got customers coming in, staff coming in, and both going through a set of swing doors. I'm not quite sure how safe that is. It's not clear. Also, the other thing is, on the picture, you would have seen the ventilation from the kitchen on the wall.
I think it misses it, actually.
And it's kind of...
Helen,
yes.
I think the way it's been drawn, I don't think it's feasible what they want to do. I went and measured it. That spiral staircase is for a mouse.
There is, on the actual designs, there is no mention of ventilation. So I've got no idea if that's going to stay in situ. But even if it does, it's indoors now. It's not even. It's not coming outside. So there's no indication on the plans for ventilation. So I don't know. So that's one part. The reason this picture is here is because of what was mentioned just now. If you go, can you go to one of the other pictures? This one here and this one. You can see that I don't know how they're going to build a wall within their curtilage, because that is obviously TDC land. But I don't think it can be built underneath it so that it's balancing on the wall, because of the other picture where you can see actually the struts for the stairs are in the way of building the wall. So I don't quite know how that would work. So When you look at the plans, it looks like a narrower set of stairs. So the question is, are they changing those stairs to a narrower set? Are they going to somehow construct a wall underneath the stairs? Or are they going to build it on the TDC land, the retaining wall and a bit of land from TDC, which obviously they would have to buy? So it's those kinds of unknowns that are questions.
The other thing I couldn't work out, where is this internal staircase they're talking about?
The internal staircase is going around about where that extraction unit is. And that's the spiral staircase.
Oh, I see, they call that.
So the spiral staircase on the side. And that's around about, I'm not looking at it, I think it's slightly nearer the door to the kitchen.
Sort of almost in front of the door.
You're saying it's actually too small, that internal staircase?
I'm really not sure.
It's 5 foot. I think they could get a very small spiral staircase in. As it's for taking the food upstairs, it's dodgy, but that ventilation unit sticks out
Quite a lot, doesn't it? Well, if you can see it on the photograph on the left, you can see it is quite. But again, it's an interior ventilation now. Once the wall is built, it's interior. So I don't really know.
Well, I suppose they could somehow do it.
And what are we saying here? Are we saying that they've gone ahead and this is?
This is part retrospective. So they've half built this.
They've done some of it. haven't they?
But it's quite different to the previously approved one. So if I could just sort of reel back ever so slightly on what I wanted to say, that one of the comments that I think RTC need to comment on is the impact on the conservation area, which is why I've called it in, because the design is so different.
Yes.
And I think that's something for us. But if there's any of the other things that are unclear about the plans that we want to comment on, great.
Councillor Nixon.
My original question hasn't been answered. I just wanted to check. Thank you. So the staircase as it stands now,
The black one, yeah.
finishes on TDC land.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it does. But it goes right to the edge.
Here,
Yes,
that is their land, just about.
Okay.
Literally, that's the edge of the pavement.
That's the pavement, isn't it?
So they've got that much foot space, and then you step
Okay.
onto the pavement. On the plans, the drawing shows this right up to the pavement and this handle jutting out across into the pavement area, which is what KCC Highways have queried, because they've said that it encroaches on highway land. But in fact, it's not.
Right. And the reason I asked too is I've only been up and down that staircase once, and they definitely couldn't get that any narrower. But I was. When I came down, I was conscious of the fact that it was like a blind exit to, like, you don't know who's coming along, because that pavement narrows at that point.
Yes.
It's already a bit of a dodgy.
Exactly, and so you come out and like somebody walked right past me and it was like, whoa, do you know what I mean? So, and parked cars there and everything. I just wondered whose land was what at that particular
No,
point.
you can't see it from this picture very clearly, but on the other one you can. And it is literally, you've got like just that much, almost the size of a shoe.
Yeah.
And then you're on the pavement. But people aren't going to stop there, they're just going to step straight out on the pavement.
Yeah.
So, that's something, another area. That door on the left, with the two steps, it looks as though from the plans that's being brought down to ground level, because that's going to be disabled toilet in that far corner there. So they're bringing it down, and then once you get past once you get past the disabled toilet here, there are some steps into the other toilets, then some steps into the storage corridor, and if you can bring that down, we got and then there is another wall there with a door going into the understairs, because that understairs is effectively going to be open air to some extent, because the steps aren't built in up against that wall, as far as I can tell. I don't know, because the information's not on the plan. So that makes complete sense to put that wall in because it protects the rest of the storage area. So that's just like a reserved storage area immediately under the stairs. I just wish that there'd been some more detail on the plans because it's really hard to make much sense of all of it. So, as I say, the side one I would like to mention in a minute, but if people want to carry on looking at the back, any other questions? I don't know that I know the answers.
Push it up.
Yep.
Is the spiral staircase internal?
Yes, it will be. It's so what you've
Makes you
got.
wonder why they didn't turn the stairs the other way. Maybe we had a similar situation.
Well, I think they're trying to separate the public access from the.
Yeah, it will mean that it's completely separate public and staff access from the bottom, but they both come out into the same shared lobby at the top.
Yeah, but it's still irrelevant.
But the picture on the right is the cutaway for the left. That's the only. It took me a while to work that one out.
If the stairs had gone that way, then you wouldn't have. You could have swapped them over. If the stairs are going that way, then you're walking onto where you can see.
Yeah, if it's external land, exactly. If they'd just turned the stairs around the other way, we wouldn't be having this problem half the time, would we? Although they'd be losing their internal storage space, etc., etc.
My experience from the Val Square one is that a Liverpool Lawn one is that even if it's a highways issue, it's not a reason for refusal.
Well, that's going to happen when we get to the side bit. So highways are picked up. You can see the handle jutting out over the pavement in the picture. In reality, that's not actually happening, but highways have questioned it. Needless to say, highways have raised it.
And as a small kid walking, I hit my head. I was at the back of mine, and there was the flap had come down for the lorry, and it was at my head height because I was looking down and hit it and cut my head open.
It would only be an issue if the plan is to put in a narrower set of stairs that do jut out over the pavement. I think it's actually a flaw in the drawing rather than an actual issue. So
I think
they're not.
Sorry, I was going to say, I think they'd be much better off with some sort of dumbwaiter.
Yes, exactly. I just
Well, the other thing is, talking about a dumbwaiter, this is not a dumbwaiter, but in the original plans, there was, if you look at the design and access statement, there was a space allowed for the installation of an internal lift, which would have given disabled access to the Noah bar, which isn't showing on the new plans. I can't comment on that because I mean I don't know how that would or would not have worked with the new plans, but it's disappeared off the new plans. So
is that part of the plans that were approved?
Yes.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Let's look at the back because I mean we're looking at what they are going for now. So let's focus on what they've got on there because we could be here all night speculating about what they did and this and the other. So let's look at what they've. You wanted to talk about the back quickly, yeah?
Well, my only point was that there is no disabled access now. There was planned for disabled access, but there is no apparent plan for disabled access.
They can't do
to the bar. I don't think they can. I don't think they can.
I think we could express disappointment that we've got a potential adjustment to a building and it's not being made fully accessible.
I think
and the previous plans did.
Yes.
We could express extreme disappointment.
Well, I'm only here to talk about this one. I'm not part of the.
So, Councillor Wing, if we're expressing extreme disappointment, what are we saying? Because we can't. That's not a planning.
It isn't. We could
Let's
express surprise and disappointment at the removal of the disability access. In these.
But my question is: are we noting this, or are we proposing something? I mean, disappointment is one thing, but are we saying we do not approve?
We don't.
Well,
So we can do not approve, but I'm not sure it's a valid planning.
Well, that's why
the clock house.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Can we go back to the chair?
yes, I think we need to get more detail from the Granville. We want to support the Granville. I think it's
Yes. But we have concerns.
Yes, we have some concerns. I don't believe that spiral staircase that they've shown there is anyway feasible. We've got concerns about that, the ventilation to the kitchen, the staircase more or less landing on the pavement. We have, let's just say, we have a list of concerns,
including the
we'd like to see more detail. Now, Councillor Sean.
Tied it up, but what worries me is that goes to the bar, does it?
There's swing doors here, so this
Goes to the
is
bar?
swing doors into the bar.
Yeah.
Does that come out from the bar?
No, that's a window.
There won't be sort of
That
people
was
come
a
down,
door.
fall down them steps.
Well, it's possible because they're actually coming out
Yeah,
of
that's
here
what
now.
concerns me there.
So what concerns me is that you've got staff coming out of this hole here,
Yeah.
people coming in that one there, people going backwards and forwards through there.
Very busy.
And if you start to congregate too much,
Yeah, we put that, councillor Crichton did mention that, so.
Well, to say
Yeah.
that we have concerns about the layout and the access, and we would like to see more detail.
Yes,
Disabilities.
I second that.
Yes, access including access, yeah, access including disabled access, can we say
Can I
that?
just
Yeah.
say, respond to what Councillor Wing was saying, comparing it to the clock house. It's different, the circumstances are different because the clock house is an adaptation of an existing building.
And a list of buildings.
This that doesn't matter. This is a completely separate new build on the back of an existing property. So it might be that this does need to be DDA compliant, whereas the clock house doesn't because it's not possible to do those changes on an existing building. This is a new thing completely.
Well, we could still say we're worried about access, including disabled access.
So you've proposed, I've seconded.
We've proposed and seconded,
Side as well a minute.
yeah?
So, because there is some things on the side.
Well, they're to do with the previous application, aren't they?
Is this the side facing the sea?
Yes, so on the, as you plan, Dean, on the original, these outward opening doors were recessed into the property. Now they are outward opening from flush, so they're flush on the they're already built, they're flush, but they open outward onto the prom.
Onto the side.
And what they have done here on this one, I understand they were advised, but I don't know by whom. They've put planters either side, so if the doors open, it means that no one is too close to the building as they're passing. But of course, it just narrows the prom more.
Which is a
I'd like to
cycle
see those flushing. I'd like to see those recessed again.
It's, well, I mean, if they've got planting and it's nice planting, then quite frankly, I mean, that's an absolute plus to what it looked like before. I get what you're saying, Councillor Clinton, and I'm not saying it isn't important, but I think in terms of Ramsgate Town Council's contribution to this, we have said that we have various questions about all sorts of issues and we would like more detail. I don't think we could put any more on that. I think we need to make that point because TDC obviously are going to look at this in more detail. So I think with regards to Ramsgate Town Council, I think basically we've made our point. We just need to vote on it.
Yep, those.
Can I ask?
Sorry.
One of the other things that I did say earlier, I think that a comment from RTC would be appropriate about the appearance impact on the conservation area because this is a different design. And that was one of the things I think is very relevant to RTC. So I don't know if you want to add that or not. If you like it or not, you might like it. You might.
So we're concerned about the access, including disabled access.
Yes.
And we're concerned about the doors on the seaside, which is presumably the south side, opening out, which is also to do with access.
Yes,
so can we just say that we're concerned about the access, including disabled access, and we need to see more detail?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's been seconded, I think.
Yes.
All those in favour? Yeah. Okay, let's pass that up. When I went round, they asked me what I was doing, and I explained. They were very hostile. Really? Oh.
very helpful, is it?
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Helen.
I just wanted it, I wanted it brought back because of the changes we commented before.
You've got it, we've still got a meeting to do, come on.
I'm in the process of packing my stuff up. I'm only.
Okay, so the second application is Pierremonts at Canterbury Road East. This is the erection of a single storey extension to facilitate showroom. It's called in by Councillor Wing. The reason for calling is concern about wider impacts on nearby sites. We did have this as the same address application before in October 23. Gave a comment.
Could you explain, Councillor Wing, what you're talking about?
They're going up a level, aren't they? They're putting an extra level on.
Well, are they? Oh, on the main showroom.
Yeah.
It's going to become Suzuki, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
I've not really looked at the back of the site.
Yes.
The housing at the back of the site. I don't think you can get to the back of the site without going on their land.
So you've got their main office, and then which is there, and then you've got the back showroom, and then they're infilling it. So they're infilling to join it all.
So they're actually not going up.
They're not going up, no. So that's it's existing, and then let me do it this way. So you've got the existing offices with the bit at the back, and then they're going to infill it to expand, and then have the offices in the back and have this modern showroom.
I can't see a problem. No. Bigger houses at the higher place, Pierremonts, are shut down.
Yes, but that's not.
Yeah,
That's not.
no comment.
No comment.
Yes, can we, I propose we see the comments, second by Councillor Hetherington.
I just have to mention, I have been by that garage many weeks ago, and they've taken all that metal structure down, and that was.
Yes.
That tight, that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can't really see the back of that property.
No, you can't.
Unless you stood Manston Road and look down over.
I must admit, I didn't have time to look at the plans, and when I read it, I just felt they were putting a first floor, so it was worth bringing in.
Okay. All those in favour of no comment? It's unanimous.
I'll keep an eye on the other side.
Yes, I would. The other one to keep an eye on is that laundry that burnt down. Yes. Well, it will be.
I'll tell you about that later. It's all right, I'll talk to you later.
Right, okay. Over to
Okay,
our
so
Deputy John Clark.
this is the S106 information that was requested back in January. So Thanet District Council have advised that the most up-to-date last year's contributions are not yet received, or they're not been spent. They don't have record of that yet. But full details are being collated for 2022 to 2025 in the infrastructure funding statements, and they're going to be published later in the year. In the meantime, I have found the years between 2019 and 2021, which were circulated to members and included for reference. So the recommendation is just to receive and note the report.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
I know because it's a legal requirement to report every year on 106 money.
Yeah.
But it doesn't get allocated until the development is occupied.
Yeah, but I think TBC still have a legal requirement to report every year, and they haven't been. They appointed an officer.
Well, yes, okay. Okay, so we do
So
that.
we just need it noted.
Yes, that's noted.
All those.
Yeah, to vote.
We have to vote.
Yes,
Noted.
Yep.
Right, all noted. Then the highways improvement.
Okay, so there's a few things in here that have come in today, actually. So
Yes, I've got some stuff today.
yep. So priority one, Dumpton Park Drive speed management measures. KCC were asked for an update on the traffic calming plans to include 2 new vehicle activated signs, feasibility work on the pedestrian refuge island, and any progress on additional signage via Speedwatch. We did receive a response today. A pedestrian refuge island has been deemed feasible in the vicinity of the grassed area of Dumpton Park Drive, and is with the wider team for the outline design and cost estimate. 2 vehicle activated signs are on order, and they hope to see these installed by the end of the month.
Oh, good. Well done.
If the double yellow lines haven't been installed by this point, the activation signs will be installed but won't be activated until the lines are in place.
That's good, yes.
Yes.
Councillor Makinson.
Yeah, absolutely.
The second priority, Town Centre Crossroads, so this is Harbour Street, King Street, Queen Street and High Street. RTC requested KCC's latest position on reviewing the TRO, consultation plans, pedestrianisation options, signage improvements and actions for heavy vehicle movement through the town centre. KCC's response, had a colleague walked around and inspected the Ramsgate pedestrianised area to see what and if any improvements can be made. Unfortunately, there isn't much more that can be done than is already in place. They did notice that a couple of signs have been damaged or out of place, so they've requested that these are rectified and have agreed that the no vehicle sign on Turner Street is replaced with a similar one. So it should make it clearer. This will be with the wider team to ensure that it can be replaced with the existing size, and as soon as they know, they'll come back to us.
Sorry, councillor Austin.
What about the surface on the pedestrianised area? Because we've talked about this before, and surely any highways person who walks around that area will see that it goes like this, and it's a danger to an able-bodied person, let alone somebody who might be a little dodgy on their feet. I walked up there the other night at about 8 o'clock, and I was just gobsmacked at the number of cars parked there.
Something like 28 cars parked on the crossroads every evening.
Why haven't we got double yellow lines marked there? I mean, the road's crappy anyway. A couple of double yellow lines are not going to make it any worse or any better.
Well, we don't just double yellow lines because it's
I've got to be honest with you though, if it's cars and it's not lorries, I mean, the problems are the lorries, especially the pound lorries. You've got cars there and they're parking to go in the restaurants and the rest of it, and they're upkeeping the economy of the late night businesses are there. I don't necessarily think that is such a problem. Like, so if I was going down to one of the restaurants down there, I might park there. I mean, I don't, I never go out, but that's not the point. Do you know what I mean? So at least people are using the area at night and it's populated and people are down there, which is what we want. We want the area to be used. And if it's in legal parking hours, then that isn't our issue. Our issue is, you know, the heavy lorries and cars through the day when they're not meant to be. I think that's really the thing we've got to be focusing on, surely.
There is an issue with the going down Harbour Street towards the harbour on the left. You can't get on the pavement because of the cars parked in it. That is an issue. So when my husband, for example, goes on his mobility scooter, he has to just go in the road because the pavement on the other side is not wide enough.
I grant that is an issue, and that's and absolutely, and where they're not meant to be parking, for example, yes, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, and
I'm not convinced it is people using the restaurants though, because there was hardly anybody in any of the restaurants. It was a Monday night.
It's people using the pub.
But it's also people who live in the town centre flats that we've created in a sustainable zone. So it's until we get a better understanding of the issue. And it wasn't safe. I walked up there with my dog, and it wasn't safe for me to walk up there because there was constant traffic coming through. That is the issue. They're coming through to look for parking. Parking's the never-ending issue, and we've got a multi-storey which is locked.
Councillor Shonk.
That Harbour Street has always been a problem, 10, 15 years. The worst thing there is when they put them bypass too far apart. If they put them closer.
So then nobody can park on the pavement. Yeah.
Like I say, you can never walk down there any night to come here.
Yeah.
You've got all that road up to all the scaffolding. But another problem is Abbott's Hill. You've got people with the electric mobility cars that can't get up the hill, constant parking all the way up the hill, all day and every day, and evenings and weekends. Because someone stopped.
On the pavement, block pavement. Yeah. What are KCC going to do about it?
Give us money.
KCC.
I have asked and asked for I've had a site visit. I'm going to go with Terry and myself with Paul Valet, which is, he's under stress at the moment to try and get these potholes done. £67 million worth of repair, and some of the repairs are awful.
They're more than awful, they're absolutely shocking.
Down my road, there's 2 potholes there. They've been done, 3 weeks later, back to normal, but nobody gets a shovel and clears up the gravel and the crap that come out. Anyway.
Well, I think the answer to potholes is actually to plant trees.
I think you're right. The ones on Hertford Street.
All I'd say is that KCC are looking into it.
I've reported the ones on Albert Street, go and have Hertford Street, go and have a look.
But they're everywhere, aren't they?
I know it's
We need a complete survey of the roads in town.
down past that area.
Yeah, oh, it's very bad. That's really bad.
Order.
Yeah, that main road,
That's
when it's disappearing. You have to try and
They're
straddle them.
embarrassing, they really are.
They're dangerous.
Yeah, I had a friend down from London at the weekend, I was driving down there and she couldn't believe it. Yeah.
Right. So what are we saying? Sorry, had you finished?
I've still got a few more points.
So can we, I mean, is there a facility for us to respond to KCC about the surface in the pedestrian area? Because we've raised this
Last time, because
we've raised it before and they've said, we've sent somebody along and he didn't twist his ankle.
who fell over, broke her hip, twice fell over. She had to sell her house, bought a whole.
Can I just
I think we need to raise this again with KCC. I don't think it's acceptable for them just to say, well, we sent somebody and they thought it was all right. Well, it's not all right. I'm sorry.
Can I just interrupt on that? I mean, when I walk down in the town, all the pavements on the slope, all those, and I walked around King Street 12 years ago, telling Paul Valet, the pavement from the high street all the way down the slope, because where the lorries have done 15 years on it, all that block paving, the worst idiots. We can have a nice road in there where people would mingle.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever blocks are taken out, you get a bit of tarmac put in there, and nothing.
Well, we watched that, and generally the blocks do go down.
Only because we complain.
Always. Yeah.
But it isn't, it's not an acceptable surface.
No, it's
and
not.
we need to raise again our concerns about the Poundland lorry and the heavy traffic that is allowed to go through there. It's constantly damaging the surface, and unless we can have a restriction, it's going to get worse and worse. And then somebody will take the county council to court for having fallen over and broken their hip.
My friend Harriet wrote to me. She now lives in Ashford. She says, who can I contact at RTC about some compensation? And I had to say, it's not RTC, it's KCC, and you need to get a solicitor.
We'll go to the Citizens' Advice in the first instance, probably, and then go.
Well, maybe. Yeah, she can't get out of where she lives. Yes. Sorry.
Dean, with regards to the signs that are going to put back and the one about the lorries at the front, does it say the size or weight limits
The weight
of the lorry?
That I don't know, but I can find
I don't think
out.
there's any weight limits. I think we've checked it before.
So what is the sign?
There is.
Let's just go.
There
what
is
the sign
a
is going to
sign.
be? No, but signs being put back, we've just been told.
No.
Well, hang on a second. We've just been told that signs are being putting back. So my question is, what are those signs? So if we know what those signs are, and those signs are very clear that this, for example, is the weight limit or what have you, then we can take it forward with whoever comes in. So let's just check what signs are being put back, and then we can take it from there. So if we can get that information back.
It's the Turner Street one, which will not have a weight on it.
But I'm not worried about that one at the moment. I'm worried about the one
at the bottom by the gate.
If a sign is put back and it is clearly labelled and that sign isn't being adhered to, then we have a case to do something about it. So unless we know what sign it is, and unless we know, what's coming in and that violates it, then we can't do anything. So let's
start with that. Yes. And then if it turns out that it's nothing to do with the weight limit, then we ask for a weight limit.
Yes. I'm feeling they're replacing like with like.
I suspect so.
It would be better if they upgrade.
Yeah, but if we don't know what the like was because it's gone, then that's my point.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Thank you.
Yep, it's all right. I've got three more to go through. So priority 3, safe crossings and access routes to schools. We were waiting updates on the extending pedestrian guardrails near St Ethelbert School and the wider assessment of safe crossing points across Ramsgate wards. The response we had today was a double yellow line scheme with no loading at any time, blips along with extension of school keep clears, and is with the wider team for outline design and cost estimates.
Was that outside St Albert's?
St Ethelbert's, yeah.
Yeah,
Good, because this is very background.
because we've got to do a report for our meeting next week. And have we all got a copy of that?
Yeah, you will receive a copy, yeah.
We'll receive a copy. I got something today, but I didn't get all that.
Number 4, drop curbs project. Walkthroughs being completed to identify priority drop curb locations, but RTC needs movement pattern data to ensure the curbs are placed where residents actually walk. TDC holds this data but cannot analyse it. The Visitor Insights can produce a report with a heat map at a cost.
I saw that. I thought it was quite interesting to have that heat map.
Yeah.
Well, we do have money in the budget, so maybe we could find out how much that is.
Do I have an idea of what sort of cost?
I'll come back to that in the recommendation, yep.
Yeah.
There's a road safety and active travel group seminar. So myself and the town clerk will be attending the KCC-led seminars, safety operations, speed watch, safety cameras, school travel initiatives and wider transport. We'll come back to you guys with information on that.
Interesting. Yeah.
And then there's the active travel survey work. Consultants PJA are exploring ways to improve walking, wheeling and cycling, especially between the railway station and the town centre. TDC are going to meet with RTC officers to share their early findings, but this can also link in with the footfall data and the drop curb work. So the recommendations to note the information provided, and also if members are asked whether the HIP budget could be used to commission the pedestrian flow and movement pattern data analysis from the Visitor Insights. This would be subject to a full brief from TDC, confirmation of the expected costs, which we're likely to receive soon, and the assurance that the output means that it will support decisions on priority pedestrian routes.
Right.
Sorry, I just wanted to, I mean, we, because I had more thoughts on the drop curbs. Because most people, if they come in the train station, will go one of 2 routes, is my opinion. They'll either follow our signs down Station Approach and to the crossroads and into town, or they'll go along Grange Road. Both routes were shocking. It's really quite interesting because once you start, I mean, my mum's in a wheelchair, so back home, I'm very aware of her toppling out of her wheelchair because of the state of the road pavements and drop curbs. The drop curbs along the front are really quite good. But the drop curbs, even when on your side of Grange Road, because we concentrated on one side, because we thought if we get one side sorted, then we can. Some of the drop curbs are absolutely shocking. The existing drop curbs are shocking. So I think once we've got the heat map, we need to go back and actually physically photograph all the drop curbs because some of them need additional work. And concentrate on the 2 routes from the train station. And if it might be an idea to assess which side of the road would be a better road because then we could advertise that road as being the safest side of the road. I was really shocked at how.
So what have we said? We're noting that. Sorry,
Could I just ask, Dean, the active travel work, what's the timescale for that meeting with RTC officers, do you know?
I know we've had an email from Adrian Verrill, and he wants to get that done soon.
Right, it's officers, there isn't a councillor involved.
As far as I'm aware, it's officers, but I can find that out whether.
Okay. Because it overlaps between the HIP and obviously our active travel bit of the climate change thing, so it's of interest to a number of councillors, I would.
We did talk about a drop curb where we'd like a crossing on Paragon, and I'm just worried that if we put a drop curb there, we're actually encouraging people to cross at a dangerous place, and I don't know how other people feel. I mean, I'm very aware of it's got to be on the Nelson Crescent side, not where the bloody permanent roadworks are on the other side. That's where most people cross. They go down Addington Street or up from town, and then they cross at the top of that Nelson Crescent bit, straight across.
Yeah.
And I just worry that if there's no drop curb, your nearest drop curb is down in town, believe it or not, or back at St Augustine's, which is absolutely shocking. But I just, what do people feel? I mean, people cross there. Am I being so?
No, people cross there. It's a common
crossing point?
Crossing point.
I just
you either do something to make it safer, or you're putting a crossing point somewhere where people don't cross, and people are still.
And they won't use it like
See what I mean?
like with the ones in
Yes.
Harbour. Our choice would be for a crossing to be there.
Well, what we're waiting for is the survey. And then we'll.
Maybe that'll help.
Yeah. Yes, because that obviously is a route down to the steps.
It certainly seems to me like it's a good use of the money that we have set aside to be looking at getting data behind all this.
Okay.
Move pretty fast across that road.
You do.
Because the speed of the traffic, especially all the way through, would solve a lot of issues.
Absolutely. Okay, so.
Something to propose then.
Yes, well, I propose we note that and we pay for the, what do they call it? Heat survey?
Yep. Movement pattern data analysis, yeah.
So can we have a seconder? Councillor Hetherington. All those in favour? Yeah. Okay.
The more evidence we've got to make decisions, the better.
So we need to move on to.
Perfect. So the last item is the.
Range Road both sides, like sorry to.
We did, we went up one and down one.
Oh, okay, good.
That is shocking.
National Grid Sea-Link project.
So, National Grid Sea-Link project. These are the hearings, 24th to 27th of March. The Planning Inspectorate has announced a series of hearings to examine whether the National Grid Sea-Link project should proceed. People can attend in person, online, or at the satellite venue in Sandwich. Anyone wishing to speak must register by the 10th of March, which is next Tuesday. The hearings include an open floor hearing for registered speakers, compulsory acquisition hearing for those whose land or rights may be affected, and issue-specific hearings covering topics such as environment, transport, wildlife, tourism and noise. The project documents are available online in the local libraries, including Minster and Newington, and members may speak or simply observe at any of these hearings during the week of the 23rd. Recommendations to consider whether members wish to speak either in person or virtually at any of the events above in the application, or attend in person without speaking at any of the events during that week.
Councillor Austin.
It would be really good if we had a representative.
Yes, that's what I was about to say.
It was a gap last time, and because we had the terribly embarrassing gap of nobody whatever from KCC, it did make it look like we didn't care nearly as much about our area as they did in Suffolk, where they had teams of councillors and advisors and QCs and parish councils, and everybody was there.
Right, Councillor Shonk.
How many people can go to that?
Anybody can register.
So if I wanted to go?
Yep, you just register.
To get back to nobody from KCC, there's a bigger issue than that, because we are some type of, well, we can't really say too much. We brought this up at KCC, there's a reason why we couldn't, and I'll find out what that reason was. There was a reason, because we are, anyway, I'll find that, the real reason. I know one or two was going to go online, and I think it was Peter Evans. For some reason they didn't make it, I think.
Well, Councillor Austin.
Councillor Mole told me that the reason why KCC councillors couldn't be involved is that KCC is a planning authority, which it is, but not for this. No. So that's not at all relevant. It's not that they have to maintain impartiality, because it's not, they're never going to have to make a decision about it, as I understand.
Councillor Wing.
We sat there for 4 days online. And
I did 3.
I did 4.5. No, 3.5, because I missed the first morning. And it really was so depressing and so demoralising. So 85%, I would say, of the time was taken up by Suffolk, because they were constantly asking questions. I mean, there was a parish councillor who was obviously a doctor, said she brought up the human impact, which nobody had brought up. We did our best, me, you, Abby, to and the TDC officers who were very to chip in where we could. I only wanted to speak on one bit, but ended up speaking on several bits where I could. We're already registered, although it is complicated because we're already registered and now we've got to register again. It is a bit like being dropped in a dustbin and being asked to find the corner. You just don't know where you're going. But I mean, I really hope TDC are there to talk about the loss of the hover pool, because that is looking really, really dodgy. I may well ask to speak. I think I can speak as a resident that's concerned about that loss of that land, because as a resident, that land belongs to all of us. So anybody can register. You can speak as a resident. You can speak as whatever council you are. You can speak as part of a group. You spoke as a town team. I spoke on behalf of the town team because we hadn't got an agreement to speak for somebody to speak on behalf of the town council, but I think we should have.
Can we have somebody, I mean, if it's during working hours, and I won't even be able to look at it online, I won't be able to get there, so is there somebody that can get there?
Well, yeah, I can't go there either. No. Away, so we do need
It
somebody.
might be worth putting it back to the town clerk and saying, can we send a town clerk or an officer, because their time is more available during the day, but also they have more facility to do the research.
Maybe the key thing is to actually get RTC to register somebody to speak if it's the person speaking will be confirmed, and if you can't find anybody, I'll do it.
That's a good idea.
I thought that we'd originally done that for the last one.
So did I.
It was in the meeting.
No,
because we'd actually voted on that.
No, we didn't.
There was a meeting.
I can tell you that.
There was a meeting, because the town clerk was there. For whatever reason, I don't think you was here that night.
I was here, because I brought the subject
There was a
up.
meeting, and I said, look, if nobody's going to go to that meeting, I don't mind to bring you all into Ramsgate Town Council, which we are. You tell me what you want me to say, and I'll go there. When you look at this, it's the 24th, and we go back to Elton Park when we sign those documents, right? Then I went to that protest. It wasn't a protest.
You've got
it was down at Pebble Bay,
You do have
and that was
to have
due.
knowledge of what you're talking about, though.
I've lived in Granville, I was in the hovercraft. I can remember the Romans when they
Yes,
I'll just
I'm
explain.
not being funny. I don't feel well enough equipped to speak at this, whereas Tricia and Becky are well enough equipped.
Very well equipped. I talked about economic impacts and things.
Yeah.
I felt confident on that, but on the wildlife and all of that, there are experts.
What happened in that meeting, because I brought it up and offered to speak, and then David Green expressed an interest, and the chair then said that we'll get together, have a meeting and decide who talks. By that time I'd already registered, because time runs out really fast, it moves so fast.
Yes, the turnaround time for this.
I must be very naive, but I didn't realise this was all a private company.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's about
National Grid.
It's about
Makes you think that it's
like everything else, it's privatised, and like everything else, it's about the money for the shareholders, and about this is a cheaper option than a number of others, including the one recommended by Sir Roger Gale, which would be much less environmentally damaging, but would be more expensive for in national.
And the hover was in the scale of it, and then suddenly the hover
such a shock. Could we?
I mean, it is about saving money, because the option was to go up to Adelborough up in Suffolk. For some reason, it's down here, and
There's still one in Suffolk. There's still one in Suffolk. That's the other end.
and you keep your ear to the ground, and obviously it's going to affect Minster and Monk, and more the hovercraft.
I spoke. It's there.
There's people going to make money whether they want it there or not.
We're going to be paying for it. That's the long and short.
You need somebody speaking.
So the
Can we have one at a time?
the main
I think it's, you have the floor, councillor.
the main concerns that I expressed were flooding into Minster, the Stour River and flooding. You've got a building the size of 13 football pitches and the runoff. They're meant to be using suds, which is basically digging a few ditches. The battery storage that had suds had to come back because the water table's so high, so they've had to discharge into the Stour. So, but also what we're worried about is the Minster stream, because if the Minster stream it's smaller, if it gets overwhelmed, then Minster will be at risk of flooding. The farms are at huge risk because they've got to pile down 20 metres, so they're at risk of contaminating the water source which the farms use. I think 85 or 95% some of our baby salad leaves comes from that farm there, and they're all nature-friendly farming. I've been taken out twice onto it. It's an amazing place. I really do worry about the hoverpool, and what I can't get my head around with the hoverpool is why do they need to buy it? And the reason they need to buy it is because there is also a Scot link coming through from Scotland, so they want to keep hold of the hoverport and then bring another cable all the way from Scotland. There's already a converter station down there which sells unregulated electricity back to Belgium. So this is all about big business making money, very little to do with reducing our bills.
If that's allowed, Peggle and the village of Cliffs End, that road will be basically shut off for 2 years.
6 years.
And whatever they dig out that ground, you can never get it back in. You never get it back, so it's never going to be as it was.
I don't know why it can't go on the golf course, actually.
It will take some of the golf course. Actually, the golf course has got some interesting wildlife on it and protected waterfalls because the streams there are chalk streams and they're cleaner than the ones on the side of the road.
All right. So what have we decided?
We would like
to register?
We're registered already, but we would like somebody to be a representative of RTC, preferably an
If the
office.
town clerk can register and nobody else wants to speak, I will speak twice, which you can do. You can speak
Yes.
as your hat's on.
Have we got that?
Thank you.
But then if
If you can register me as well, I know it might be a couple of days out of my life, but it'd be worth that person. As long as I've got some type of knowledge and what we need to speak about.
you can register yourself because that's what we do.
Well, all those in favour? Yeah. There we go.
I'll see if everybody else to go.
Well, it's a very simple thing to register.
Okay.
Date and time and
Next meeting.
Next meeting is...
1st of April.
First of April.
April Fools.
After 12 o'clock, so it doesn't count. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.